morning. I am just getting ready to head out the door, putting all of our strawberries away that I've just washed, because the builders are starting upstairs today, and it should be like a rolling day after day thing, so they're getting in the rest of the trade now, hopefully completely upstairs, which will be bedroom number 5 done and dusted, and bathroom number 3 finished in the house. So it will be all of our bedrooms and bathrooms finished, which is quite exciting. And I'm hoping by the end of this video, we'll be getting to the painting, finishing, looking complete phase. And with that, I feel like I have to explain why I've been so MIA on the videos. Basically, I had it in my head that I'd come back with a bit of a bang when the extension started, and it would just be like, boom, video after video, lots of exciting things happening. Wow. We have come up against every hurdle, every challenge, every setback that we potentially could have for our extension. And honestly, yeah, we're still realistically, which could make me tear up and cry. I think I am mentally there with it now. We're still months off. We're going to be in the depths of winter with our extension, which actually, I have to say, I'm getting very emotional over here, but I think in hindsight, that might actually be a blessing, because Teddy is at the age at the moment where he is obsessed with the garden. It's summer, he constantly wants to be outside. Whereas actually, when winter comes and it's miserable outside, I actually think for a toddler family, maybe wrong, we'll see when we get there, but I think that may be better, because we've been able to enjoy we have dinner and breakfast in the garden all the time at the moment. When it's crappy, we won't be able to do that anyway. So maybe that's a positive, trying to stay positive with it. But it's been, yeah, mentally the hardest thing that I've ever had to done. And that might just show you that I haven't had that much going on that has been particularly mentally challenging. But when you're so ready for something to happen, you've worked so hard towards it, and then you just keep getting pretty much negative responses. Like Ollie and I dread reading our emails every evening, and every evening we're kind of going back and battling things. So anyway, the positive thing is upstairs is moving. Let's roll into that, and I'm sure that will perk me up. There's just been one chap in here today, and he has battened off some of the areas, mostly, as you can see, this one at the end, to give it a little bit more support for the ceiling. Insulated it all, and the first bit of plasterboard is going up. Got normal plasterboard going up on the ceiling, and then we're going to be dot and dabbing insulated onto all the walls to give us a little bit more warmth in here. Attic hatch needs to go in. I'm hoping that this is good, but you just never know. It's supposed to be concealed, so that it's like literally plastered in, because I want to be able to see it as less as possible. And then he also bought the wood to do the door surround, which should also be happening pretty soon. As you can see, we put the floor down. So we put the floor down not that long ago, which means that now that we're walking in and out, it feels really secure and really nice. This is obviously going to be stained in the same thing. Gives a much nicer transition into the bathroom. And I need to decide what I'm going to do with our airing cupboard. I've got a little bit of a lip here to work with, so I could maybe tile it, but then there's a load of pipes to be working with, so that could be a pain. But I'd like it to look nice in here, because I am getting a quote pretty soon to have a really lovely door made for this. So I'm thinking a bifold door, and then somehow, I'm sure it's manageable, being able to put some shelves in here so that we can put towels and bits in here, which is so many people said about the bathroom, which is just here next door. Trying not to show you because it is finished and it's going to be coming soon, but I've got such ample space here to house bedding and towels if something can be conjured up. Day 2, and the ceiling has all been boarded, as well as some packers in certain sections, like over here. Loft hatch still needs to go in. Still haven't found out what that's going to look like. And he's done it all the way down the hallway too. You can see he's packed out the sides at the top there as well. We're going to get to a bit of a tricky point here where I think our dust guard is going to have to come down, because he's done it really neatly up until that point. But I thought he did know that that bit probably needed to come down before the last bit of plasterboard went up there, because else we're going to be left with a little gap, I think, because it literally goes the whole way up. Well, you can kind of see here, I'm on the other side. So we've got this, and this goes up to that top section, but obviously the plasterboard is ending there. So we're gonna have this like strange bit and it's all just gonna crumble down at some point. And this beautiful bit needs redoing here. This is all the old latham plaster still on here. And I'm absolutely chuffed because the guy coming in to do this is part of the builders team who are coming in to do the extension, and he's maybe been the most like sensitive, accommodating trade that we've had in. He's meticulously clean and tidy, so quiet, so accommodating with Teddy's naps and being in the house, and he's been one of the first, if not only, trade that has swept down the stairs every time he leaves. It makes living through it or being within it so much more manageable, and I'm hoping it's an indication of what's to come. Day 3, and I feel like this is where we start to see a lot of progress. The door surround has gone in. It's been boarded, I believe, on both sides. We'll check this side. Yeah, it has been boarded on the other side. The attic hatch has gone in. I'm really pleased with it actually. So as you can see, it's going to be plastered right up until the big white square. And then that part we can paint. So it's hopefully going to be as sleek as we could have got. Still might look at doing something in the future where we kind of put like faux wood beams and hide it a bit more. But for now, I think that will be as good as it's going to get. The insulated boards came up today and it's looking a lot darker in here. That's because it's all been PVA'd, ready for those to go up tomorrow. So it should look like a bit of a room tomorrow, hopefully. We're actually away the next few days, so I think the next update might be plastered or a bit plastered. And this gives a little bit of an overview of what the new layout, like what the new hallway looks like and what this room, so you come into this room, door swings this side, light switch is just here. You can kind of see that whole layout starting to come together, I think. And just outside this door is the light switch for that one. And then small hallway, which we're probably halved about the size of the hallway before from memory. Went all the way right to the end there until we had that little tiny toilet. I'll never forget that toilet. Having this dust guard gone has been so lovely for the home because can you see that gorgeous light coming through that we haven't been able to have? This kind of like streams down to our front door, so immediately as you walk into the house, this light makes a difference. And we have a plastered space. Gosh, this room now is really exciting. It feels so lovely to have it. I've literally just hoovered and we're ready to paint. We do have this wall missing, and this is gonna have to stay missing. Have I mentioned that before? I'm not quite sure, but there are parts of the plumbing that are gonna be linked to the extension because the extension is right below us here. So we're gonna need access to this space. We are gonna plasterboard it, so it's gonna look like these ends here, sort of like blend in slightly. Maybe I'll paint it, but yeah, we need to get to it. So that won't be plastered until after we're done in here with the kitchen. Well, I can't quite believe that in 1 week that room is ready to be plastered. It just shows how quickly builders can do things in comparison to us and why it's taken us 7 years. I think we just dither over things. They know what they're doing, which is a positive for what's to come, because hopefully all of our work now should be on this kind of time scale. So when it is, you know, ready to go, like that back area, it should be completed quite quickly. I'm actually going today to get some more painting supplies so that I can get painting, and then we're just moving on to the finishing touches, which I actually need to order. So I need to order the skirting board, the architrave, the radiators, those kind of things. Also hoping to go and pick some temp flooring because that room will be our temporary kitchen. But I'm just getting ready for the day and I wanted to do a little try on because Halara are really thankfully sponsoring this video. I've worked with them before. You guys know that I've fallen in love, especially with their like jeans, which are unbelievably comfy. That's basically what I live for. But let me show you some of the items and I'll give you some more details because they're also offering a discount, which is 20% off. I'll leave all the details below, but I'll also put them on screen. So glad for a little pick me up. Oh, and also we now have a sofa here. Our living room is actually no longer a living room. It is also in complete renovation zone. I'm going to be doing an update on that hopefully in the next few weeks. styling for these, and for reference I've gone for them all in a size medium, so that's quite consistent and easy, and I would say that's like going up a size for me, so I'd say they kind of come up a little bit small. I actually put these up in 2 colours, navy and green, because I adore this kind of trouser with a stripy t-shirt. I can kind of dress it up, dress it down, and they're also just as comfortable as pajamas. Honestly, all of these are. They have pockets, nice little tie-in, really lovely waistband, and for me they hit kind of at the perfect length there. Such a soft material. They're pretty lightweight, so they're really nice for this kind of like transitional season where it's still a little bit warm, but equally they're not at all see-through. Let me show you the green ones. They have so many colours to pick from, but these two are my 2 favourite, and I thought that they transition really nicely into the autumn season as well. There's the green. Onto their jeans, which have become my absolute favourite in my wardrobe. I pick from them all the time because of comfort. I can easily be running around in these, yet still feel like I'm looking half decent to go out the door, which is particularly hard, let me tell you, with a toddler. I do like the ones with the buttons on, like these here, but they're just a simple like pull-up system. These have a lovely pocket detail, and they're quite a wide, kind of like straight leg. And then they also have like an actual pockets at the back, which is always nice with these kind of like jeans that are looking like jeans but don't feel like jeans. So they've got all of the details in the threading and the pockets and things like the buttons, but they've just got that feel of being so comfortable. And I mean, they, in my opinion, look so good too. This style I've had before and is one of my favourites. I picked it up in another 2 colours. I've got this really like dark kind of denim wash and also a black to come. These are a little bit slimmer. You have like this nice waistband, which is quite flattering. It does pull you in a little bit. They're a little bit tighter, I'd say. Definitely a size up in these if you don't want that too slimmer fit. And then they're just really simple. They've got like just a straight leg going down, pockets at the back, as I mentioned, slightly tighter, same comfort level as all the rest there. They're pretty much all exactly the same, just different styles. Then exactly the same, but in black. I know I wear these so much. Then a bit of a wild card for me, but I really wanted to try this kind of lighter denim, and these had this lovely stripe going down the side. Makes them quite sporty and casual, especially I think in the lighter denim. They are quite long and they flare out a good bit more towards the bottom, but once I've got the shoes on, even just a trainer, it brings it up like just enough. I'm 5'6", so that gives like a bit of a reference with these, but I really like their like chilled nature. Makes me feel that little bit cool when I'm certainly not cool. You also might remember these leggings that I was raving about before. I have them in like a raspberry colour. They are so buttery soft. They have this really nice wrap over at the front, which is really flattering on the waist. I like the V shape that it gives. And I believe that you can get these in different lengths, but I will double check on that. They have pockets on either side, so I put these are more like low impact sport, so your Pilates, yoga, or for those of you like me who don't do a lot of sport but still like to live in leggings for comfort, these are for you. Yeah, I just really love this colour. I can imagine me wearing these a lot for dog walks. But I think for today, I'm going back to these because it's lovely and hot outside, be really nice and breezy, and it's my Sunday, so I just want to feel super chill. But I'll leave all of the information, as I said below, all the items that I've tried on. If you want to go and check them out, I'll leave the website and link to the discount again. And I will see you in the next clip for some painting. So I'm doing the watered down white coat today. Hopefully I might get onto full fat paint, white paint as well, to kind of like prime the space. As you can probably tell by the window, it is a scorcher of a day, so the paint should dry quite quickly, which is a positive. The plastering dried beautifully and relatively quickly. Is this a good enough shake? We've got a house full of tray today, so I'm afraid I chickened out doing talking, and I just did a walkthrough of the downstairs to wrap up this video, show you where we are. I wasn't sure, I was gonna wait until it was completely finished. We are so close, but then I was thinking, I'm never gonna get up a video. I want to get up one this Friday because we've got so much going on. But the downstairs we painted the 2 areas in the colour that we've been doing our hallway, which is Bianco Fired Earth, because most of it was the hallway, and I just thought it was simple right now for the kitchen area too. When the extension is done and it's a bedroom, I might swap the colour. I'm not actually sure what that room's going to be at the moment. We're thinking maybe a spare room come office, but we're decorating it for the kitchen right now. So we've also had the electrics go in, so the second fix, so we've got all of our sockets, switches, points, and we actually moved one of our lights from downstairs upstairs to that back area. And then all of the doors are also on now. We have latches, we have actual doors, which is really exciting because we've also gone ahead and put proper doors and the fire doors and latches up here at the same time. This next coming week, all of the architrave should also be going on the windows. The skirting board will be going down in the hallway. And then we also picked up some temporary flooring, but I think I'll go back into that and turning it into a kitchen in the next video. We've actually had a lot of progress going on just generally since I last spoke to you, and we are so close to hopefully being able to finish off the party wall agreements and everything. And I'm really praying that September is the month that gets signed off, because my hope is October. October we break ground kind of latest. We've also had going on our living room we're doing at the same time. There's going to be a big update coming on that. So we've had windows going in. We've also had one of our trees taken down. We had to go through planning permission for that, and we had a tree surgeon come in, and we've had bits being done to both of our fireplaces in the living room and dining room down there. So I think the next update might be on the back area, and then we'll also have one coming from the living room, which is crazy now. We're kind of hoping that we finish off all of those areas and it's just the back area for the builders to do, and we can kind of cozy up. I'm actually in the top floor at the moment in the living room. Got my sweet Otto here whilst Ted sleeps, and once we have everything signed off and finished, I'm going to be chatting through everything that's been going on the last few months, but I'm going to do that when it's all signed, sealed, finished. I'm waiting till we're basically over all of the hurdles. But I hope you're all well. I can't believe we're coming into autumn. Absolutely crazy. I've already picked up a cold from the toddler. And we're actually heading off on a little holiday to get some last minute sunshine. So I'll check in with you all after that. And soon I promise, we're going to be rolling with these, hopefully, exciting renovation videos. See you then. Bye.